Hello, welcome to today's video. We are on page 181, Music for Reading. This includes numbers 9 and 10. Number 9, first of all God's children got shoes. This is a spiritual in the key of A major. Notice that we have lots of repeated legato here. And as mentioned in previous videos, with repeated legato, it might be a good idea to transfer the fingers or to share the responsibility with other fingers. A really good idea when you have 3 repeated notes so that you can land on the last one with the main finger is to move simply one away like this. For example, at the beginning, we have 3 A's until we move up to C sharp, so you can try it this way. So you go 3, 2, 3, 5, or you can do the other way, as long as you go back to the original one. Okay, so when you have 3 in a row, it's easy to do that. There are other instances where it's just 2. For that one, I'll just use the same finger. But if we have multiple, like this one here, the C sharps on measure number 5, there are 5 of them. And so for that instance, if it is an odd number, you will always land back in the original finger that you started with. Let's go ahead and play through this one in A major. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, let's try that again. At the end there, notice finger number 1 played from D to C sharp. If you'd like, you can use Q, but it is perfectly fine because it is non-legato for the alto notes there. When moving to the key of G major, think about the 5th and the 6 intervals here. So you have 5th here, 6 here. We also have this 3rd. Okay, so 5th in G major, 6th. Think about that, that's mostly being used. We also have this 3rd here. And then back to 6th and 5th again. Let's go ahead and listen to what this one sounds like. If you'd like to practice hands separately, I would highly encourage you to do so. Ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll tricky one here. Okay, especially when you're moving around like that, try to maybe even isolate the voices when working on the transposition before you put it together. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at Tinga Layo. This is West Indies, number 10 here. This one's a little bit more complicated because it has all kinds of different rhythms. As a matter of fact, I would like for us to clap and count the rhythm for the right hand before we play. Let's turn on the metronome as well. We're going to turn this on to 5-0 so we can hear the rhythm as we count. Oops, let's see why this is not working. Let's try this with, okay, and there goes. Ready, counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 2 3, and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 E, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 E, 2, and 3. And 3 because the beat number 4 is at the beginning for the pickup. So as you can see, there was a little mistake there, but it is 1 E, 2, and 3. And then the pickup, 4, and. Let's make sure we have that in mind when playing. This starts in the key of C major. Let's place our hands. Ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. At the beginning, notice that the slur comes underneath the notes, but we're just going to go ahead and accept that the top notes are going to be slurred while the bottom altos are non-legato. This is a very difficult one, so we're going to just isolate the hands in the video today when transposing. We're going to be transposing to the key of D major. You have to understand the key signature when you do that. So, the first two notes are 3, 5, and then we have a 6th to the 5th. And so when doing that, let's go ahead now, place your fingers 2 and 4 on 3 and 5 of the key of D major. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Notice there the alto notes. We have C to B, that's going to be 1 and 7, which is why we move it in your hands when playing that C sharp. This one here is going to be 7 and 2, so that means you have to be down here. Perfectly fine to use 2 there if you want, but remember, 2 is going to have to come up here when beginning the new phrase. So when you play, you have to jump way up here. And then notice there's a 4 here. It's probably a good idea to use 1 and 3 because you have a 4 there, but it says 4 over here as well. And there's a slur. So I'm not sure why that is, but let's have you use your best judgment when playing. We're just going to go ahead and bring the 4 down for a release. It's perfectly fine. Make sure you go up to 7 there. And then same thing here. Same thing you just did before. Previously, like same. Good. Make sure those slurs are good. And the lifts afterwards. Come down again. Okay, good job. When we have the repeated legatos, because of the difficulty, let's just go ahead and keep the same fingering. As for the left hand, we start on 4, so that means we need to start on G for the D major. Don't forget the F sharp there in G major. 5, 1. 6, a 7th interval here. Rest. 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. Those are the scale degrees. 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. Same thing again. 7th interval. Get your fingers ready, 2 and 4 here. And that's it. Now, Let's go ahead and put it together. I anticipate this part here is going to be the most difficult on measure number 5. Let's quickly go over that one. Remember, set on 4 there. So you have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Okay, practice that by itself a few times. And now let's put everything together. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Tuck it underneath. That'll be 1. Get ready for the 7th here. Here it comes. Tuck it underneath. Seventh interval. Once you get into it, it's going to be pretty obvious what the notes are, and it practically plays itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and practice that as we did, and then we'll see you next lesson.